back to My Big Fat Mess. I'm Joe Avardi, and he's Anthony...
Ferraro.
No, hang on, that's the other way around.
You've already had, how much have you had to drink? We haven't even started.
I'm Anthony Ferraro, he's Joe Avardi, we're cousins, and this is the second part of the show. So you've seen us, we've gone through Melbourne, and we have just looked at a whole bunch of amazing produce. We've met some beautiful people. It's now time to cook, so it's business time.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to do a pappardelle with a coniglio ragu. So like it's rabbit. This is a wild rabbit ragu. Now typically people would think a ragu is a tomato sauce base. We're going a little bit outside the box.
Yeah.
Something that I've never done before, so this is exciting. But this is a variation on some stuff that...
Well, a caveat here. You said we got 20 people here cooking tonight, eating tonight. You said you were going to cook ragu, rabbit ragu, right? And I thought, okay, great. It's a dish that you know.
Well,
no, it's not.
I kind of know it.
But
I'm reinventing one of Nonna's dishes.
Okay,
so
well...
this is coniglio umido, which I'm going to turn into a ragu and then put it over pappardelle. I think I can do it.
Okay, well, let's give it a go. I mean, I don't know if tonight's the night that you really want to give it a go.
It is. We're going to brown this up and then I'm going to go through the ingredients, what we need. So we've got rabbit, we've got vine ripened tomatoes, brown onions, carrots, celery, some beef stock, and then we're going to deglaze with some vino rosso, red wine, a bit of vino bianco, white wine, and remember, if it don't go in here, it don't go in here. Get this going really fast. I'm actually going to grate all of the ingredients because we are pressed for time.
We have to thank the guys at Neil's Meats for organising the rabbit for us. It's actually an organic rabbit. We've been eating organic for years, before it was trendy, because Nonna would go hunting, right, and he'd get us all the rabbit. I remember one day I was with Nonna, right, our grandfather. We were driving on a country road. He ran over a rabbit accidentally. He stops. I'm thinking, what's he stopping for? There's no saving this rabbit. What's he going to do? Take it to a vet and try and repair it? No, he got out his knife and skinned it on the side of the road, threw out the skin and kept the rabbit and goes, oh, we're going to have this tonight. And I was like 12 thinking, did I just see what I thought I saw? Because for them, that's just the way they ate, We're cooking with cast iron pots here from France and they retain heat very, very well. So what I mean by that is you heat them up and they don't cool down very quickly. So it gives you a lot more control over what you're doing.
So just look at that. Look how it automatically just comes off, and that's all flavour. All right, let's drop the heat on these as well now, please, Joe. Medium low.
Medium low.
Onions first. I'm going to go half and half. Are you going to be able to handle 2 pots at once?
Ha.
Oh, that's nice. Smell that.
Mmm.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great one day if people who are watching could actually... Someone somehow will figure that out, right?
If someone figures out smell vision, gajillion, bajillion, majillionaire. There won't be a number invented that's going to be big enough.
No, if someone figures out the cure to baldness, he'd be a gajillion billionaire.
All right, carrots going next. So now let's increase the heat. Let's go to like a 6 or a 7. All right, so half in each, give or take. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, because this one was at 5, it wasn't at 7, so we'll put
That's
up
all right,
7.
that'll come up now. What I might do is give this a little salt. Vino rosso.
And that was great what you said about using red wine. If you're not going to drink it, don't use it in your cooking, right?
Absolutely, that's my ethos. No, look, I'm going to use the whole bottle. I mean, we are cooking for 20 people, so you guys can regulate this kind of down to scale for yourselves. Now, I know you can smell the alcohol in that, but get your nose in there and see what you can... See that balance?
That was just the alcohol.
And we've got none of that brown on the bottom. Look, look, look. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now in with the drink.
See, what you're doing here basically is you're taking the principles of our nonna, our aunties, you know, where we've, you know, and I know a lot of your fans that watch you have seen the episode with Simariana,
Yes.
our auntie, and they don't have the recipe, right? Do
There's
they?
no-
It's just
I
a
don't-
bit
I
of
don't
this, it's a
cook-
bit of that. You know,
Yeah.
and I interviewed for one of my podcasts, I interviewed a guy called Nino Zoccoli, who's got a legendary
He is.
Italian restaurant. And I said, what is the difference between a high-end Italian that you do and what our nonna, casalinga? And he actually said something which was really important. He said, you know what? Don't think that casalinga cooking is easy. This is actually really high-end because you've got to understand that these principles, the way that they cook, has been passed down from generation to generation. And it's not just reading a recipe in terms of, okay, you've got to put X amount of grams of this, X amount of mils of that. They don't cook like that. So what's been passed down, it's a very tactile way of cooking.
Absolutely.
By sight, by smell,
By
the way
taste.
it looks, the way it
Yes.
tastes. And that's the way they cook,
Yeah.
you know?
So I'm actually going to pop the rabbit in here now. And after we do that, I'm going to cover this with stock. Now I'm going to use beef stock. You could use chicken, you could use veggie. The stock really just gives us a little bit of extra liquid to help create the ragu. A little bit of extra salt. But it just works nicely. And get your hands in there, you know, don't be scared. This is what cooking is. This is how our nonnies cook. This is how everybody, the village, cooked. A couple
Look.
of tomatoes. This is now going to be the base and the stock and the colour and everything for the ragu. And after 2 hours of braising this in the oven, what we're going to do is break that meat apart, take it off the bone, and we're going to add it to the sauce a little bit later on. But I just want to get a bit of a bubble into this first. So once that comes to the boil, I'm going to cover it with some foil and straight into the oven.
We have an audience, ladies and gentlemen.
Love it.
There's little Antonio.
So I'm putting about 4 bay leaves.
Bay leaf is an amazing ingredient, isn't it?
It's so versatile. It goes with a lot of.
But you know, almost, you know, like not almost every recipe, but there's a huge amount of recipes that call for bay leaf.
Absolutely.
You know,
and I forgot. as
Don't
well.
waste any of that,
See
mate.
that? That is the juice. This is where the flavour truly comes from. Oh, try that. Now we haven't salted that rabbit.
Great, isn't it?
See the difference?
Yeah.
It's got that natural sweetness and almost a little bit of salt because it's
Yeah.
what the animal eats. So it's
Yeah.
coming through. We're gonna.
I think this rabbit ate a lot of salt and vinegar chips.
What we're gonna do is touch this up at the end for salt. I'm gonna let everything amalgamate all the flavours.
Okay, so we're cooking it for a while.
We're cooking it out for a while.
That's how we're going to get this happening.
It's
right?
gonna braise for,
Yep.
for about 2 hours.
Yep.
Once it comes out, we're going to taste it for acidity, sweetness, and salt.
Yep.
Because we're looking for, I guess, the ultimate dish is to be umami.
Umami.
So we want to hit all those key tones.
Right.
So we want to basically then adjust it to that. So
Yep.
it might have the right amount of sweetness, but it needs a bit of salt.
Yep.
It may not have the right amount of acidity, so we add a little bit of vinegar.
Yep.
So that's kind of what we're going to play with at
Yep.
the end. So Joe, we're bubbling now, man. What I'm going to do is just quickly remove.
You're
the
bubbling.
skins. I'm
I've been bubbling since you arrived.
You have been bubbling since I've arrived.
Yeah. Well, it's very exciting. You know, you got your cousin here who's as passionate as you are about food. I was excited to show you all the... What a great day we had today, didn't we?
had such a
Wasn't
great
it a
day.
great day? A very memorable day?
You know, this is the beauty of the experiences that you can talk about,
Mm-hmm.
but we've now got them forever because they're actually documented. And I think
Exactly
it's a big
right.
Part
That's a huge part,
of
you know, of this.
telling the story
Yeah.
of this and how special this is.
Okay, so it's bubbling.
It's bubbling. I'm taking I'm trying to take the skins off the tomatoes, but they're very hot.
Yeah.
I don't like skin in my food, in my sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It bugs me. Now our ovens have been preheating at 150. I don't want it too hot. This is a slow cook. We are braising, and probably between 150 and 170 is where I'd like to be braising. Fabulous. Fantastic. Okay, so we are at that 2 hour mark. Look at, let's go over here. So what I want to do now, I'm actually going to start removing all the rabbit, but let's have a little look. Come on in. So red wine, you can obviously see that it's starting to change. But then when you flip it over where it's been, look at how gentle those muscles move. Look at how soft the bone is. And then look at how it just breaks away. This is exactly what we wanted. Everything is perfect. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take all of the rabbit out. I'm going to keep that aside. And I'm going to start putting all this together into a stock pot or a pan, blitz it all up, and start going for those ketones. We want it to be umami, we want it to be tasty. Can't wait. All right, so I've put all of the contents of the actual sauce in there. I've removed all the bones out, which you can just see are over here. These are going to cool just a little, and then what I'm going to do is break them apart and add them to this to create our beautiful rich ragu. I need to blitz this down now, and in blitzing it down, this is now where the richness and the magic actually happens. Have a look in here and watch it all change. That's the colour that I wanted, mate.
Right.
This is what I'm telling you about. This is the richness in the ragu. Should be a little bit thick.
It's not a normal colour for a...
It's not.
No, but that's great. It's fantastic, right?
This is exactly what we wanted because it's going to
Great.
offset the colour of the meat.
Yeah.
The shining star is the actual sauce.
Yeah.
The pasta will do its own thing.
That's actually really good.
It's really good, isn't it? So now we're going to start cooking the pasta. While the pasta water's boiling, I'm going to basically pull that apart and have it ready so that we can garnish over the top and mix it all in.
Fantastic. Let's go.
So you know my rules with pasta. The pasta water has to be nice and salty, just like the ocean. These nests have been perfectly prepared. 110 grams each portion. Absolutely beautiful. This is going to take 3 minutes to cook. I've got my pan very, very low. Done. In 3 minutes time, that's going to be popped out. I'm going to use some of the little pasta water and some of the ragu. Toss it through. I mean, look at that. Bang, bang, bang. Now there we have beautiful pappardelle pasta. Parmigiano Reggiano, you know the rules. Give it a little grate. Our last little trick, some black truffle oil. And this only needs a few little drops. It's literally an aromatic. It goes on raw. It warms it up. And then, oh look, you're in time.
You know, that's my job. I show up when the star's needed. And
Look at that. Pappardelle with braised rabbit ragu, Parmigiano Reggiano, and black truffle oil.
Gugino, it's been a huge day.
It's
big
been
day.
massive.
And
I
I
am
think
so
that
tired.
our guests are going to love this.
I'm going to keep cooking because this is just for us. We've got to still feed the rest. You guys have a great night. E buon appetito.